The audience inside the View studio was buzzing long before the red, on-air, light flashed. Word had spread that Jelly Roll, America's favorite comeback story, chart-topping country rock star, and newfound symbol of hope, was about to appear on the show. Fans in the front row held handmade signs. Producers whispered nervously into headsets. Even the co-hosts seemed excited. All except Joy Behar. She sat unusually stiff in her chair, flipping through her notecards with almost surgical precision. Any longtime viewer could recognize that expression. Joy was preparing for something. Something she knew wouldn't land softly. Jelly Roll walked out to thunderous applause, smiling wide, hugging Sarah, fist-bumping Whoopi, giving Sunny a warm handshake. Joy gave a half-smile, more out of obligation than welcome. Still, Jelly kept it positive. "Thank y'all for having me," he said, voice warm and booming. "This show is legendary." The audience cheered. The energy was perfect. For about 90 seconds, Sunny began. "Jelly, your new album is topping every chart possible. How does it feel?" "It feels surreal," he said, clasping his hands. "From jail cells to award shows, it's been a ride." Sarah added, "And you've been doing so much charity work for youth programs." Jelly nodded passionately. "That's my heart, man. Kids who feel lost, I want them to know they can still find their way." The crowd applauded again. Then Joy leaned forward. Her tone cut through the studio like a knife sliding across glass. "So, Jelly, you've been everywhere lately. Concerts, talk shows, interviews. And everyone keeps praising you. But I want to ask something a little more real." Jelly's smile dimmed slightly. "Okay, shoot." Joy held up a card. "Do you think it's appropriate," she began slowly, "for someone with your criminal history to be held up as a role model?" The audience reacted instantly, a mix of gasps and murmuring. Jelly blinked. "Excuse me." Joy didn't flinch. "You've been to jail. Multiple times. Drugs, gangs, dealing, your words. So my question is, why should parents want their kids looking up to someone like that?" The silence that fell was heavy enough to crush the room. Jelly leaned back in his chair, posture stiffening. "Well, because I changed my life." Joy tilted her head. "But should every criminal expect applause once they change their life? Or are you just benefiting from a system that rewards bad behavior with fame?" Sunny cut in. "Joy, that's harsh." Jelly has. Joy raised a hand. "I'm asking a question." Jelly exhaled sharply, jaw clenching. "Joy, my past is part of my story. I've owned it, talked about it openly. I've tried to turn it into something that helps people." Joy shot back instantly. "But do you think that's enough? Saying sorry, writing songs, doing shows, is that redemption or just branding?" Producers off camera froze. Sarah's eyes widened. Whoopi mouthed, "Oh my God." Someone in the audience whispered, "She's going too far." Jelly's expression finally changed. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't joking. He wasn't calm. He lowered his voice. "Joy, I came here out of respect. To talk about my music and my mission. Not to get dragged for things I've spent my whole life trying to make right." Joy shrugged. "If you can't handle accountability, maybe you're not as changed as you think." The audience gasped again, louder this time. Jelly shook his head, disbelief spreading across his face. "Accountability. Lady, I take accountability every day of my life. I mentor kids who are one mistake away from a grave. I talk to addicts who think they're hopeless. I walk into prisons to tell those boys they got a shot if they want it." He leaned forward now, solid, strong, firm. "But you wanna sit here, on live TV, and act like people don't deserve second chances." Joy arched an eyebrow. "Not all of them do." That was it. Jelly slammed his palm on the table, not violently, but enough to make the mugs bounce. The audience erupted with scattered screams. Sunny whispered, "Oh my God." Jelly pointed at Joy, not in aggression, but in emphasis. "That is the problem, right there. People like you who think a man can't grow. Who think a person should stay stuck in their worst moment forever." Joy smirked. "I think actions matter more than speeches. And my actions are changing lives." Jelly shot back. "While you're sitting here trying to tear down someone who's trying to make a difference." Sarah stepped in gently. "Jelly, let's take a breath." But he wasn't finished. "Joy, you know what kids tell me. Jelly's voice cracked, not with rage, but with emotion. They say, if you made it out, maybe I can too. You know what addicts tell me. Your story kept me alive one more night. And you're sitting here calling that branding. Joy shrugged again, smug. I'm calling it what it looks like. Jelly stood up, all 6'1" of him towering over the table. The audience gasped as if watching a live explosion. Joy didn't move, didn't blink, but the other co-hosts looked terrified. Jelly's voice dropped to a low, powerful rumble. You know what, Joy? You can judge me, that's fine, but you will never, never, shame me for surviving my own life. The audience erupted into applause, cheers, whistles. Producers gestured wildly for commercial. Joy snapped, sit down. This is The View, not your concert. Jelly stared at her. Then he shook his head. Nah, I'm done with this disrespect. He adjusted his jacket, straightened his shirt, and with millions watching, he walked off the set. The studio went into shock. Audience members stood, trying to see where he went. The co-host scrambled. Joy sat stiffly, pretending to be unaffected, but her hand shook when she picked up her mug. Then the screen abruptly cut to a commercial with no goodbye, no transition, just chaos. And that was only the beginning.